Hello everyone and welcome to the top of the tower, where, well, I just decided it would be funny to start the next seasonal event this way because of the fact that basically it's a minute after the summer event, what's it, the Moonfire Fair. It's like literally a minute after that it starts, and also it's technically the very first continuing event, like from the little tiny bit of description we've seen, which is not much. We know that the Moonfire Fair sort of leads into the Rising event, so that should be pretty cool. And I was gonna do a countdown, but the time is after when it should have spawned now, so I don't know. Oh, burger! Plop. Alright, so with that, let's head over to the main area and actually get the Rising underway. Alright, let's start this again properly. Hello everyone and welcome. Jesus Christ, is so noisy here with all these people. And welcome, properly this time, to the Wheel 2019. Somewhere in here, Pobiano is ready to help us with the Rising 2019. Ooh, brave new Yestola. Message in a bottle. There's a message in a bottle. Pobiano would seek your aid in a matter of grave import. Basically, the beach is dirty and she needs someone to help with all the trash. Oh my god, it is. Look at this mess. Well, if he's the shining star who sets so many hearts aflame with his high-flying feats at the Moonfire Fair. Oh my god. This is why you shouldn't do this on, like, release. It's also kind of funny. Anywho, thanks in no small part of your contributions, we were able to close the curtain on this year's festivity in style. Though the revelry and rejoicing may have ended, needless to say, there's still plenty of work left to be done. Speaking of which, would you be adverse to lending a fatigued festival attendant a helping hand? Of course not. Why? Look at this mess. There's a chocolate ass in the way now. While we were favoured with spectacular crowds again this year, I fear that comes with an unfortunate after effect, which is to say, this beautiful beach remains cluttered with an unsightly amount of rubbish and refuse. Rubbish? Much more so than I could ever hope to gather up on my own. While I realise this is a rather trivial task to impose upon an adventurer of your stature, would you be so kind as to help me tidy up a bit? It would mean everything to me, not the world, just everything. Should you find any discarded items, simply return them here to me. I will sort through them and see that they are disposed of in a proper fashion. Alright, Paviano. Sorry, I'm way too easily entertained by stupid things like that. Rusty fishing rod makes sense in a way. Paper scraps. And an empty bottle. So generally these events have some sort of like special thing to go with them, and from what I recall, the theme of this is like a message in a bottle or something like that. So I wonder if there's something special for this. I literally excuse me, The event just started, so I have literally no idea what's going on. But so we have paper scrap. A nondescript scrap of paper unceremoniously dumped on the beach by a long since departed fairgoer. A now useless fishing rod unceremoniously dumped on the beach by a long since departed fairgoer. And a bottle deprived of its content and unceremoniously dumped on the beach by a long since departed fairgoer. And yes, I know I normally pick outfits to go with the event, but since this is a continual, I thought that using the same outfit made sense. Oh my god, how messy is this? Hey, I can actually see you! Sort of. Welcome back! I can already see the beach is looking cleaner for your efforts. I would be happy to take any of the discarded items you picked up off your hands. Here you go. Ah, thank God, a cutscene. Thank you, friend. We truly appreciate your efforts. After all, it just won't do to launch the celebratory fireworks over a beach littered with jetsam and junk. Well now, what have we here? This appears to be an ordinary bottle, but is this a letter inside? How curious. Why, I do believe I'll have a closer look. Near to land, heaven spew crimson, seep black dooms, spray seeds, valiant. It's no use. The ink is smudged in so many places, deciphering the letter in full is all but impossible. That said, all this talk of heaven spewing crimson and seeping black dooms, it isn't very pleasant, is it? Wait, I just had a thought. What if this is a message? A warning of sorts, intended to help us forestall an impending calamity? Hello, shark friend in the background. Perhaps I'm overthinking this, but better safe than sorry, wouldn't you say? Why, I've half a mind to take off immediately to investigate further myself. Sadly, I still have another half of the beach here to clean. Please, might you be so kind as to look into the letter on my behalf? My friend Bran in Limsa Laminsa, he's a veteran reporter for the venerable, come on, English, venerable Harbour Herald. Just happens to be an expert on cryptic poems and prophecies. I'm sure he'd be able to tell you something about it. I'm terribly sorry to burden you with yet another menial task like this, but the fate of the realm may very well be at stake, and wherever this leads, I promise to compensate you properly for your labours. Safe travel, friends. Friends? Friend. Have you spoken to Bran yet? If there's anyone out there who can help us decipher the letter's mysteries, it's him. Alright. To Limsa Laminsa! And away from this crowd. Although I imagine we're going to be finding another crowd around Bran. King of the North! Aft Castle. It's always the bloody Aft Castle. And we can see the festival decorations. An interesting outfit to denote the event. I suppose technically, if anything, because it's a semi-similar outfit, it would invoke like Final Fantasy XIV. In looking to the past, we take solace in the present and think of what the future may hold.
That is the very essence of the Rising. This year, we have prepared a spectacular fireworks celebration. It is sure to enthrall everyone in attendance.
Yeah, oh, wait a minute, no. What sort of fireworks?
The stunning display of sky fires we have prepared for the occasion has been carefully curated to commemorate the brave souls who gave their lives in a valiant attempt to thwart the seventh umbral calamity. While the fireworks can be admired from any of our 3 major venues, I would be remiss if I did not encourage you to visit Costa del Sol. The sight of the fireworks over the beach in the open, unobstructed sky is truly a sight to behold. Unfortunately, we have received word that the beach remains somewhat unkempt in the wake of the recently concluded Moonfire Fair. One of my colleagues has been dispatched to the scene on cleaning duty, but from what I hear, she rather has her hands full. If you'd be willing to help her, or able to lend her a helping hand, I have no doubt she'd be happy to reward you accordingly, and mayhap you'd enjoy the fireworks. That much more knowing you played a hand in assisting us with the festivities. In either event, your presence would be welcome indeed.
Yes, we know what the Rising is. Bran! So that I can do for you, stranger? If your business with Bran, best state it quickly. This guy's has leads to follow and incidents to investigate. Enigmatic missive. Removing this letter from the glass house has sadly done little to enlighten you as to the importance of the words written upon it. Papaiono's wandering about this letter, you say? Well, you couldn't have come to a better place. Hand over, my good man, and let Bran see what he can glean for you. Bye, Bran. The outfit he's wearing really kind of invokes the colours of the festival as well. Also, I don't recognise that top. Never mind. Did Bran know it, or did Bran know it? There's no mistaking these chocobo scratches. This is the quillmanship of none other than that roving minstrel, of no small repute. As for the contents of the letter, why, it's none other than a peculiar important passage from the 7th verse of the Divine Chronicles, as written by Messiah Thousand Eyes so many years ago. If you care to hear it, old Bran would be happy to perform a dramatic reading of the full words. Ne'er to land consumes sun, can see bare moons. Heaven spew crimson flames, hell seep black dooms. Stray seeds quicken in ashes grey embrace, valiant blades forged under the 12's good grace. That sounds familiar. Have I heard that before? Pretty ominous to say the least, no. But I wouldn't be worrying over much. Scholars posit that this was a prophecy foretelling the 7th umbral calamity, which, as we all know, is calm and long since gone. And thank the 12 for that. As for why our minstrel and friends saw fit to scribble this down, bottle it and toss it in the sea, well, why don't we saunter over to old Dar and ask the good man himself? After all, what with it being the Rising and all, it's as good an occasion as any to reflect upon the rebirth of our realm. I hear you normally isn't old Dar. I mean, it's been like a year, so I've totally forgotten. Ba 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 ba. Let's find the mine. We can see the decorations here too. Yep, same place as always. Still just as busy. The man himself in the flesh. This guy is prepared to host a juicy questions, and I can only hope he's inclined to answer them all. Well met, my friends. Might I interest you in a song? Oh, an interview with the Harbour Herald, you say? You do this humble minstrel a great honour. I would be happy to oblige, but be forewarned, there may be matters which I am not at liberty to divulge. But of course, anything and everything you'd be willing to tell me and my colleague here, old Brown would be nothing but appreciative. Well, my friends, I must say this brings me back a ways. I did indeed scribe this letter many, many years ago, before the calamity described therein came to pass. With disaster looming nigh, I sojourned in a small farming village just a stone's throw from Bloodshore, near what is now Costa del Sol, though none called it by that name in those times. I spent night and day penning countless letters identical to this one. I placed each one in a bottle and cast them into the sea, in hopes of warning Eorzeans far and wide about the realm's impending doom. Many of my adventurer acquaintances assisted me in the task. To think that one of those letters would find its way to you after so many years. Yes, fate works in mysterious ways. Why, yes, I do believe that my muse stirs within me, if you might indulge me for a moment. Ah! Interesting representation. Greetings, Warrior of Light. You needn't be alarmed. Hi, Yoshi. This is a world that exists outside of your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. It's a pleasure to welcome you here again, old friend. Or shall I call you the Warrior of Darkness? In any event, it's been quite the adventure we've shared, you and I. Oh, how the years have flown by since I crossed the rift to this world. I trust that your adventures have yet stirred your heart and nourished your soul. Indeed they have. We are still here, just as ever, scribing the events that will go down in the history of this vast realm. A job, of course, that we could not do were it not for your extraordinary exploits. Extraordinarily? Sure. One might even say that just as you have embarked on your adventures, we have also been on an adventure of our own. Each adventure brings meetings and partings,
and countless trials that must be overcome. The task is never an easy one, but at journey's end, we emerge stronger, more enlightened, and closer to the individuals we want to be. For this reason and many more, this world we share with you, is near and dear to our hearts, as nothing else could be. And so I remain here, singing of your deeds, those that have come to pass and those that are yet to dream, are yet a dream, and together we will tell a tale that will live on long after we are gone. Now the time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. Before I wake though, an interesting little bit of trivia if I recall correctly. So, yes, this is meant to represent each of the dirt blanders that you see in the trailers and whatnot. So obviously, well, you can't see the one that's hidden behind the archer, but the archer's meant to be first for like way back when, the first one. Then it was the warrior, yeah, that's right, warrior, and then dragoon, then monk and samurai, and then dark knight. The interesting thing about the archer's outfit, if I remember correctly, is that it's not in the game. Or is it the archer one? I'm sure that I remember reading about this and I was like, oh yeah, that people want the original outfit that you see because it's not officially in. Just interesting weird trivia. In truth, there are those who have messages they wish to share with you, but do not worry, we shall find a way. Ever will we be watching over you. Guide the realm unto peace and happiness, warrior of darkness. Till next we meet. What a song! Why, that has to be the most mellifluous, moving composition that I've ever heard. You've outdone yourself this time, my minstrel friend. Why, I'd best get back to the Herald and put pen to parchment before I go forgetting the words. Be seeing you, friend, and tell Pobiano the greatest Gaz in Limsa sends his regards. Okie dokie. The calamity took much from us, but Eorzea rose from the rubble and ashes to stand as strong today as ever she has. And to you, whose courage and devotion will see our realm to an even brighter tomorrow, I dedicate this song. O hero of rebirth traversing, heal you this scarred land, lay bare cloistered truths and tame the skies, let azure guide your hand. O hero of rebirth traversing, break you the tyrant's bonds, embrace your sins and chase the light, to darkness a world will dawn. When the calamity razed the land, the Eorzea we once knew was lost to us forever. And yet, the realm as it once was, lives on to this day in the hearts of those who call it home. So it is that in this season of remembrance, my thoughts turn to those who are with us no more,
and to the world that they left behind. For it is truly knowing and understanding our past that allows us to stride confidently towards our future. Yeah. While we could never regain all that was lost to us, we can remember, and let those memories give us strength to forge our way to a brighter tomorrow. This is why we observe the rising. Alright, well, back to Costa del Sol, or the Blood Shore. Very interesting, the poem or riddle or whatever you want to call it that we got this year. Hup! I've got to swim all the way. We did make it for fireworks though. For fireworks. Oh god, it's going to be full of people. Ooh, hello person. You weren't here before. Or were you?
Welcome. We've assembled a veritable host of exclusive seasonal goods for any and all adventurers who are willing to lend us a hand in cleaning up the beach. But I'm afraid we're not open for business quite yet. Pray come back after the rising festivities have commenced in earnest.
Hello there, not a sailor. Oh my god, you can see her.
Oh, there you are. I was wondering when you'd be back. Was Gran able to help you puzzle out the meaning of that ominous missive?
Yeah, you can see that.
A years old message to warn people. To warn the people of the 7th Anvil calamity, you say? Phew, and here I was worried we were facing our impending doom all over again. At any rate, I owe you something for going above and beyond the call of duty for me today. This might not be much, but please take it.
Hello, Midgard.
Please take it with my most sincere gratitude.
It makes no sense why you'd have this, but I don't care. Message in a bottle. Brave New Year Stola. Season event complete. Ba 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 ba.
Speaking of which, it's the strangest thing. Ever since you left, we've had more and more of those bottles come floating in with the tide. I'm pleased to say that this time, the words are not ominous in the least, and judging from the penmanship, it would seem that they come from a variety of senders.
Ooh.
Yes, messages in bottles seem to be all the rage these days, which would be all well and good if I weren't stuck with the task of keeping these sands shiny and spotless. Which gives me an idea. If you're curious about the contents of the letters, perhaps you'd be willing to help me pick a few of them up. I'll even throw in a token provided by the festival authorities for each bottle you bring me. What are the tokens good for, you ask? Why, they can be exchanged for a veritable bounty of simply delightful seasonal goods with the rising vendor. Take my word for it. It'd be more than worth your while.
Alright, it's 6s and 7s. Let's get all your Stola out. Brave New Year Stola. Not one to run from our troubles. I couldn't get very far anyway. Lovingly crafted by the Knights Blessed, this tiny mechanical Yestola, Master Matoya, to some, wears the black garb that marks her as a member of their community and bears a deadwood rod symbolizing her commitment to drive back the light.
Did you really think I would go gently into the dark night with so much left undone?
I'm guessing that her animation is going to be an attack of some sort. But it is a very cute minion. Alright, so I guess we're going to see your animation as we go. I guess we have some items to get. So let's see. We have all the usuals. And then we have... oh my god, I wonder how many you get, because that's 5 each. Requiem for Heroes, Prelude in Violet, Under the Moonlight, Rise of a New Sun, and The Legend Returns, and Liberation. I said and too early. Alright, so... ooh, 10! It's not actually that many you have to do then. Message from Distant Shores. Pobiano's work is not yet done, which means neither is yours, should you be so inclined.
After all you've already done, you still willing to lend poor Pobiano a helping hand? You truly are a saint. Or perhaps you're just curious to find out what these letters say. I couldn't blame you for it, I am too. Anyhow, what without any of them are washing up in these days, I don't suppose they'll be too hard to find. Bring me whatever you've found, and I'll open them right up. My nails are quite suited for the task, mind you.
Wait.
So, you can read the message at your leisure.
Okay, sure. So, now the big question is going to be, how many different letters are there? Is it going to be 3? The other bottles appear to have been washed away with the tide. Right. Okay. That makes me think that there might be 3. That would at least be better for me recording than if they're random. But we'll see.
Is that message in a bottle I see in your hands? Or are you just happy to see me? Splendid! For doing your part to clean up the beach, I'm more than happy to furnish you with this spiffy, shiny, absolutely official rising token, or 10 of them. You'll want to hold on to it, and acquire even more if you can, so that you can exchange them for any of the wide array of exclusive festival goods and accessories available for our vendor.
Right.
In the meantime, why don't you take the letter and find a quiet spot around here to read it? I imagine that gazing up at the fireworks over the sea would do an excellent job of setting the scene. Whoever wrote this, and wherever they are, no doubt they want nothing more than for their words to reach an adventurer like you.
Alright. I didn't expect it to move to a cutscene for this. As I dangle on the very edge of that chair. Small bottle, letter 1. How quickly the years have flown by since we first set up that message board on an unassuming street corner. Seeing the many and myriad words written there each day never fails to fill our heart with joy and gratitude. Perhaps the most enjoyable of all to read are the announcements of various festivities organized by adventurers. Gatherings of fellow clansmen, adventurous journeys to far-flung lands, and all sorts of delightful events. We tip our caps to the passionate adventurers who pour their hearts and souls into organizing these outings. One might liken them to a lodestone, drawing people in and bringing like minds together wherever they go. Finally, we would express our thanks to all of you who take the time to keep diaries of your journeys. It is a pleasure and an honor both to have the privilege of sharing in your adventures. Best of wishes. Right, so this is where the messages from the devs are being shared. And ironically, the first one is basically saying, oh, hello there, Moogle, is basically saying that they appreciate people doing like blogs and videos and stuff like this, which is pretty cool. The keepers of the message boards. So that one is, I guess, from like the people who sort out the forums, maybe? Black screen. Black screen. Ah, there we go. Oh my god, there's so many your strollers about. Alright. Let's grab another one. I'm going to grab the first one again and see if it gives us a new one or the same one. That'll help me figure out what's to come. So, see you in a sec. Alright, so is it going to be one again? Oh, look, it's Quinchin. Apparently, I guess it must be random. So, yeah, 4, I guess. Oh my god, how many are there? That 4 is more than 3, so... Ugh. I still remember the day. Fresh off the boat, after a long voyage across the Ruby Sea. I strode into the gleaming gold saucer. I found an open space in one of the parlours, set up my table, and began to stack my tiles atop it. Anxiety gripped me to the depths of my body and soul. What if the Eorzeans had no interest in the dormant diversions I sought to provide? Would my long journey prove to be for naught? Oh no, not you. Fortunately, my worries soon melted away. Within hours, the Mandeville tables were teeming with visitors. Locals and travellers from far abroad alike. From far abroad alike. Sure. Each more eager than the next to try their hand at the time-honoured game of Mahjong. I am no mighty adventurer, and there is only so much I can do for this realm. And so I hope that in some small way, the game I teach can serve to lighten adventurers' days. And relieve them from the many burdens they bear, until we meet at the tables, an anonymous Mahjong tutor. Alright, nice. Rather than going through the stuff again, let's skip forward through the black screen into the next message. Oh, Spriggan. Medium bottle, letter 4. What? Oh god! So, it's small, medium and large. And there's at least 4 of each. Jesus, that's a lot. Because I decided to go for the second bottle this time to see how different it was. Jesus, this is going to be a while. From vast deserts and verdant forests to deep blue seas. From white-veiled snowfields to exotic townscapes. And sometimes even to distant worlds. Many a vista we have painted on our canvas. From familiar surroundings to far-flung locales. If even 1 or 2 of them have left an impression on you, there is nothing that would make us happier. And yet, all we can do is provide the backdrop, the stage on which you, the star of this adventure, will shine. From skies of azure to seas of ruby, to the gentle darkness that comes after the light. Ever will we continue to put brush to canvas, that you might bring the world we draw to life. Ever with you, a humble landscape artist. Landscape? Spriggan! Oh god, there's so many of these. Like, more than I expected. Alright. On to the next. Yeah, if you look here. Message in a small bottle. Message in a medium bottle. Message in a large bottle. I hope it's only 4 of each. Alright. Small bottle it is. To the next message. Oh, bomb. So it's a new one. Small bottle, letter 6. We have no strength to lend you in battle, nor can we craft wondrous items to serve you in your adventures. Oh, a mammoth! We can't help you win a fortune at the Gold Saucer, nor can we lift your spirits with a happy tune. And a chickaboo! At the end of the day, all we can offer is companionship. Whatever small comfort you can derive from knowing that we'll always be at your side. And yet for some reason, a reason for which we can only thank the gods, that's enough for you. And so, we thank you. Our friend, our master. Simply say the word and we will follow you to the ends of the world and beyond. For you mean more to us than you will ever know. Ever your faithful companions, your minions. Aww. And after I complained. Alright, so apparently it's not just from the devs. Alright, next one please. It'll be like number 20 or something and I'll just cry. Fatakata. Small bottle, letter 5. Lately there is nothing I enjoy quite so much as walking the streets of Eorzea's residential districts and stopping to admire the many homes open for public viewing. Well, yeah. Seeing the furnishings my colleagues and I crafted with love and care, tastefully adorning such warm and welcoming homes, oftentimes in remarkable creative ways, is perhaps the single most enjoyable sight an artist can experience. At times the layouts are so eccentric and unconventional that I fear it only a matter of time before they come crashing to the ground. But I am nonetheless impressed by the sheer creativity on display. As for us, we will do all in our power to continue crafting stylish furnishings and adornments. May you continue to find joy in decorating your happy homes with gratitude, a humble woodworker. So technically, these could still be associated with the dev teams. If you think of it as that's the housing department. The last one was the people who make the minions, and so on. Anyways, next one. I'm guessing 6 is the most, hopefully. Yeah, we forgot our first loop. Skip. Yay, it's random. Woo! Oh, thank God, a new one. Small bottle, letter 2. We hear that these days it's all the rage for adventurers to gather in small groups and paint portraits of themselves striking stylish poses. As humble art supply provisioners, all we can do is provide the canvas, the palette, the paint, and the brush by which such works of art can be crafted. And we realise there is much we still must do to allow adventurers to fully realise their aesthetic visions. And yet, seeing the masterworks you are already crafting each day instills us with pride and the passion to continue pursuing our craft. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for allowing us to take part in this creative collaboration and look forward to providing you with yet more materials to add to your artist's workshop in the future. Wishing you eternal inspiration, the art provisioners of Eorzea. So that's the screenshot team. Or the people who work on like the J-pose stuff, I would imagine. Also, there's been so many doubles back to back, I've actually forgotten which numbers I've done now. Uh-oh. I'm going to be here forever. Oh, A new one. It's been like 5 minutes. Alright, 3. The other day at the Aetheryte Plaza, I happened upon a minstrel cheerfully strumming a tune before an admiring crowd of adventurers and townspeople. Impromptu concerts like these have been happening more and more of late, and I dare say nothing fills our hearts with joy quite like seeing people of all ages, backgrounds, and walks of life bonding over a love of music. To the talented composers and instrumentalists out there, we thank you for providing a soundtrack to stir our own hearts. We hope that the music of Eorzea has served to render your adventures even richer and more memorable. Ever in harmony with you, a humble instrument maker. So that's the team behind the... I can't remember what the system's called. Come on, hurry up loading screen so I can check. Performance, that's it. The team behind the performance. Alright. On to the next one. Alright, so making the presumption that there are 6 of each. We've now done all 6 of the first ones. And I have 130 tokens. Jesus Christ. Alright, ignoring that one bonus one we did, let's move on to medium. Well, at least it's a new one. Medium bottle letter 2. A little bird tells me that Eorzea is a land where many a bard and minstrel plies their trade. Oh, what I would not give to visit that far-off land and hear their strummings with my own ears. Such is the vain dream I hold in my heart each day, as I sit in this dark room, pounding away against a great machine of levels, dials, and blinking lights. Countless sounds have been given life in this cold, dank place. Perhaps few have paid special heed to them, but doubtless many of you have not. There is no shame in that. On the contrary, this is proof that they have formed part of the natural fabric of this world. And yet, at some point in your adventures, if you could pause for even a fleeting moment to take in all the sounds of the living world around you, nothing would give us greater pleasure. In gratitude, an artisan of acoustics. So yeah, that's like the... Well, like the stuff I was joking about earlier, with the ambient noises of like the people and things like that. Ooh, book! Medium bottle, letter 6. A tale is not complete the instant the author pens the final word. No, it is not until the reader then takes the tome in hand, and the words enter their eyes, their heart. Only then does the story told in those pages truly come to life. One could say that you are not only the protagonist of this grand tale of adventure, but also, in a sense, one of its authors. Your thoughts, your decisions, your actions all serve to dictate the course of the story. And so we hope that you will continue to enjoy with all your heart your adventures here. May you ever continue to breathe life into this world. Sincerely, a teller of tales. And yet that one's pretty obvious who that one's supposed to represent. On to the next. Also, I noticed that there's NPCs about.
It's a hassle, alright, but we just can't leave this trash here.
Come on. See a bit.
We need to clean up before the rising. Oh wait, is it already started? Where do empty bottles go again? Is that the last of it?
And over yonder The muscle man. He doesn't. My muscles shine even brighter on the sparkling sands. At least all this squatting is doing good for my size. As if it weren't bad enough already, the debris keeps floating in. We have to clean up this mess before Master Greg sees it. Even pirates clean up better than this. And so on. It's a mess alright, but it could have been worse. Whew, what have I found? That's not how you say that sentence. I'm all for people having fun, but can't they learn to pick up after themselves? If there's any more, I'll throw them in after. Oh, hello there. Medium bottle letter 5. Nothing warms my heart quite so much as when I see adventurers about town walking around wearing the clothes and fashion that I designed. At times the colour and outfit combinations are beyond anything I'd ever imagined. This in turn inspires me not to rest on my laurels, but rather to strive to create yet newer and more eclectic fashions. So do you, who I may never meet, and whose name I may never know. I have only this to say. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing the clothes of my creation to walk with you. Yours sincerely, a humble fashion designer. And yeah, again, quite obvious who that one's from. Next. Oh, thank Christ. I literally have just had the same one 4 times in a row. Medium bottle letter 1. The mighty walls of Uldar were not built by one man. Though there were those that hewed the stones, and those that polished them, those that carried them, and those that stacked them atop one another until they reached the towering height you see today. And it is not just the walls. Much of what you see in the world is in fact the sum total of the blood, sweat and tears of countless men and women whose names and faces you will never see. And there is one more who is essentially doesn't say that, it's essential to realize the creation of these wonders, and that is you. For without you and the efforts of those nameless artisans who would mean nothing at all. I said that sentence wrong. You can reread it. I'm an idiot. And so we speak in unison when we say thank you. Always remember that you are the reason we devoted ourselves to our craft. With gratitude, the nameless artisans of Eorzea. And I'm guessing that's meant to be like the team who do like the areas and whatnot. Who've been doing a spectacular job in recent, well, times. One more to go. Ah, thank God. Medium bottle, letter 3. The final one, thank God for that. Well, final medium. To those who make a living in the world of the stage, audience reactions are everything. Each joyous cry, each shed tear, we feel it with you, our audience, and then some. Even when the reviews are harsh, we do not look away. We listen and reflect upon your every word, each time vowing to use it to provide more powerful and effective performances going forward. There are times when the poets and playwrights ask more of us than we feel capable of providing, but never do we back down from a challenge. Everything we do for you, and we thank you for being an ever appreciative audience. Yours in gratitude, a humble stage director. So, is that like the main scenario? People talking about like reviews in general? Oh, thank God for that. That's 2 of 3 done. And I'm actually going to wait for this loading screen to end. How many are we up to? We're up to 250. It took 250. So that's 25 goes to get through 8. That's some bad RNG. Alright, Papiano. Let's get over there and get our first, if I go the right way, our first large. And hopefully these are going to be like just one after the other. No doubles, no getting the same one 4 times in a row, and then getting one, and then getting it again. Ugh. Alright, Papiano, give us something good. I mean, it's going to be a new one because I haven't done any of the large ones, but still. Go do the thing, sit over, it'll become like different time. And the music will start. And will the fireworks. Ooh, Raban. Large bottle, letter 2. It feels like only yesterday that the vows sworn on the shores of Silvertier Lake marked the beginning of the 7th astral era. Oh, and Merifleb, Web. You may not remember me, but I was there alongside you. Well, figuratively speaking. As we launched the attack on the Praetorium. I've forgotten your name. I'll never forget the way you cut through the Imperial lines, like a hot knife through butter. My unit would have been slaughtered if you hadn't arrived when you did. Seedseer? What the hell's her name? I was sent back to my hometown to recover from my wounds, but I wish I could have thanked you in person. Still, I'm grateful for the chance to see my family again, and would have you know that they appreciate your heroic deeds every bit as much as I do. Your comrade in arms, a fellow Grand Company soldier. So are the last ones going to be in law stuff? And they're going to be in order, because that one was 2, and that was like the end of A Realm Reborn. 3, Heavensward 4, Stormblood 5, Shadowbringers, maybe, something like that. Anyways, let's continue. Next, please. Graha! Large bottle, letter 5. Well, if Graha's there, I might be right. I snuck this letter on board a certain apparatus before I was sent hurtling backwards through time and space. As it wasn't accounted for in the storage log, I could begin to calculate... begin to calculate where and when it will eventually arrive. Even if I were to succeed in sending it 2 centuries in the past, the odds that it will safely arrive or safely reach the hands of that hero of legend are infinitesimal at best. And yet the chance is not 0. And it is in remote possibility that I have placed my hopes. My ancestor, the first of the name I now proudly bear, once told me that the hero he befriended was, for all of his many talents, above all a man possessed of great fortune. Fortune that suggested that the 12 themselves truly did smile upon him. In that sense, it is not unreasonable to expect that it is indeed you who is reading my words today. So, I say thank you, my friend. Thank you for saving our past and giving us hope for a brighter future. And above all, please look after him, won't you? Is this going to be Biggs or Wedge? Yep. Yours, Biggs, 3rd of his name, 18th President of Garland Ironworks. Aww. So it looks like I was so far correct with the theme of each expansion being for each number. Though I wonder what 6 is going to be. Maybe one looking forward? Oh well, next please. Ooh, is this going to be 1? Ah, it is! Large bottle, letter 1. Fledgling adventurer, I pray this message finds you well. Though your journey has just begun, I sense you will yet make a name for yourself. We must all start somewhere, as I once did. And though not every avenue will lead to fame and glory, I have faith in you. Wherever your travels may lead, always remember this: you are not alone. When you stumble, there are those who would catch you. When you lose your way, there are those who would guide you back to your path. Perhaps someday, you will be the one taking the lead, showing others how it's done. Until then, keep fighting the good fight, and may fortune befall you. Yours, a fellow adventurer. So I'm definitely looking to be right about this. So again, I'm super intrigued about what 6 is going to be. Maybe I should leave that to last. Somehow. Editing. Next. Ooh, Stormblood. Large bottle, letter 4. I'd been a member of the Resistance for years. Not that we ever had much luck against the Guardians. It felt like we went from one defeat to the next, our numbers growing smaller each time. But that all changed when you and the Alliance arrived. Your brave deeds turned the tide not only here in Alamigo, but all the way over in Doma. From what I've heard, I'll bet those Imperials hardly knew what hit them. Yeah, I was thinking, is the Hien minion gonna turn up? Even though the fighting here has come to an end, we face a hard road ahead. We'll need to band together as never before if we're to heal the wounds inflicted upon our land by the Guardians. And yet we have faith. After all, it's you and your companions who have given us this chance, and we'll be damned if we let it go to waste. You have our gratitude, hero. Ever your comrade on the battlefield, a former fighter of the Resistance. Alright. 2 more to go. Heavensward, and then... question mark? Ah, Heavensward, finally. Large bottle, letter 3, which ironically means that the final one is going to be the final one. No editing needed. Well, apart from the obvious normal editing. I can still remember the day you came swooping into Ishgard on the back of that dragon. I recall that it took even Sir Emmerich a moment to realize you were friend and not foe. I must admit, I was one of those archers prepared to fire upon your draconian steed. It's a good thing I was wearing my helmet, as I have no doubt my face was beet red with embarrassment when we saw it was you. Having said that, I'm sure I would have been lost among the crowd, as there were a fair few of us there to mark your return. Unfortunately, being one of the rank and file makes it rather difficult to directly express my gratitude for your brave deeds, which is why I chose to pen this letter. Even then, I must rely on the tides of fate to carry those words to you. Though, as you've proven, miracles can, and often do, happen. Ever your comrade, a devoted temple knight. And, last but not least, probably in an hour's time for how long it's going to take us to get it in the RNG, the final letter! Well, I officially now hate this event. So, I got bored of trying and decided to go online, use Garland tools, find out how many of each of them there are. There are 6 small, there are 7 medium, and there are 5 large. Who decided to have such an uneven number? I'm so angry. I wasted so much time on this. Medium bottle, letter 7. At least this is the last one with a Namazu. Hello friend, are you perchance enjoying the fireworks? You can be honest with me. After all, I'm just one of the humble artisans responsible for the show you saw today. To tell the truth, my colleagues and I are responsible for more than fireworks. Storms of pounding rain and bolts of lightning, auroras that dazzle in the sky, mystic lights, and the glowing of crystals. So basically ambient effects. The lights and mists that you see upon the stage are all crafted by our hands. Fireworks are a fleeting thing, are they not? They dazzle the eye and move the heart. But in the next instance, they turn to smoke, then fade and vanish without a trace. Think just for a moment of how it must feel to put one's heart and soul and hours of blood, sweat and tears into creating something that lasts but an instant. But please do not misunderstand. We say this not out of bitterness, but with honour and pride. For nothing gives us greater pleasure than to know that our humble efforts have, even in the smallest of ways, helped your star shine all the brighter. And know that we will continue to pour all of our inspiration and imagination into illuminating your grand stage. Yours in obscurity, a humble artisan. Yes, yes. Boy, howdy. I'm angry at that. Having the 5 makes sense. But I thought it would be much smarter if they set them at the same number, so as to not confuse players. Like me. And with that, we have 460! 460! God damn it! Acelia! I've only got 1 of each of them. Or 0 rather. Huh. So, Realm Reborn, Meteor Survivor, Heaven Cracker, Meteor Shower, Flower. May as well show these off. Yay! And less exciting. Let's see what else we got. Well, the Realm Reborn red. Always handy. And Heaven's Crackers, which are like amazing. I'll definitely be stocking up on them because they're some of my favourite emote items. Also the deluxe ones, which are, if I recall, exactly the same. I cannot remember where you get them from. Oh, that's what it is. Slightly bigger. Explosion-ish. Very nice. Have I forgotten any? No. No. No, that's all of them. Alright, let's head over home. Show off those housing items. And I have one tiny little surprise that just popped into my head while I was doing all this that I thought might be fun. And then we'll end this after like 2 or 3 hours of me doing this straight and hating myself and somewhat hating the event. I'm glad, 100% am I glad that I looked up. I forgot I set the music to this. Also, I have no idea where I'm going to put all these, so I'm going to have to put it one at a time. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, I'm gonna have to anyways, aren't I? Da 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 na 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 na. Stop. Legend returns. That's our Evilise. That one's a really nice one. I would actually like that a bit more if you hadn't put the black border on it. But, oh well. Stop. Rise of a New Sun. This one's definitely getting put up somewhere in the house. Oops. Because, come on. It's like one of the best. It's got Alpha, it's got Omega, it's got Midi. What more could you ask for? You can go there for now, since you're actually staying up. So, yeah. Oh, another Moonlight. I know, that was a pretty good one. Oh, wait, I need a long space for this. Where the heck am I going to find a long space? I mean, there technically works. God damn it. Alright, we'll put it there. Oops, went straight past it. Oh, you can't put it above the door. Sure, you can go there. You there, and Requiem for Heroes. That does seem to be clipping a bit. Let's see. Can we fix that? It is a bit clippy. I'm sure that I can fix that. But yes, that one is actually a really cool one to get. Because of the fact that you can, like, put them next to each other. Oops, what am I doing? Basically for this one, you're gonna have to like actually manually move it. Which is not the easiest thing in the world to do on a controller, as you can see. Yes, use the mouse. And now forget that that doesn't work like that. Good enough. So yeah, that's that one. Alright, so you've shown all that stuff off. I'm gonna head back to Costa and I'll see you over there to finish, but before I meet you there, I'm gonna put in a tiny little extra here. So enjoy. And yes, our special surprise is our good buddy Ardbert. So I've actually got an account that I basically made look like him because I could. And then I was like, oh god, yeah! If I do this, then we can have Dirtlander in all of the different forms. Greetings, Warrior of Light. You needn't be alarmed. Or would it be Warrior of Darkness, Yoshi? You know, it's a pleasure to meet your acquaintance, because I haven't done the previous events with him. My name is Naoki Yoshida. Yes. Naoki Yoshida, developer Final Fantasy XIV. I'm just gonna skip through these, but I'm gonna leave them in on the off chance that there's anything like new. You can pause and read. I'm not gonna read through it again since I, well, already have done this. I just thought visually this would be pretty cool because we can have Alex and Ardbert and like the exact same one right in the back there. Clappy, clappy, clap. Bye, guys. All right. Back to Costa del Sol. Huh? Oh no! I think I've crossed the streams! So yes! We're here at the end. Let's... Oops. I don't have the chat open, do I? G-pause, because I noticed. Yes. That's what her pose is. Basically, yeah. Just hand outstretched. Can we... Basically just so I can show details on the eyes are really nice. But despite being a bit spiky, the hands are actually not super bad for like how small they have to make them. It's actually a really nice one. I like it quite a bit. And there's me. So, with that, that is everything. Oh my god, I've still got 428 to spend. I'll buy some emotes. Don't know what. Probably not the flowers. Let's get rid of them. Oops. That way I know not to get more of those. Though I do need to get more of them. So anyways, yes. That took way too long. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. There we go. Bye bye.